Spoilers for the first part of Death Note. Not really going to talk about the second part because it makes me angry just thinking about it. The world of Death Note is early 2000s Japan, just coming out of the lost decade and economic collapse. Nearly everyone was out of work and real estate had plummeted. At this time, crime was the highest it had ever been, reaching 2.8 million crimes for the year the manga took place in 2003. As you can see, in some terms, Light's fetish for justice is justified. Light in the beginning is not your typical average high schooler. Born to the chief of a police precinct, Light's upbringing surrounded by the justice system molded him. Understanding executive procedures and interning under detectives, Light's intuition was formed, creating a masterful tactician and thinker. Light's big thinking is the most important piece of the puzzle. Light's mind is incredibly complex, full of knowledge and strategies, but he wouldn't be able to think this way if he wasn't confident in his own abilities. You see, the same way an academic student would study for 6 hours straight and ace the following exams, the molding and formation of Light's thinking is based off of his previous work. Light's previous experiences grants him confidence and lays the foundation for his big thoughts. Light's first interaction with the Death Note sparks visions of what this asset can be used for and what possible outcomes await him. Notice though, none of his visualizations include failure. Light's confidence in himself and his big ideas lead him to big thoughts. Take for instance the trap drawer. Light thought of a system he could stow away the Death Note if he were ever raided, knowing that this system safeguards himself and the most important tool to achieve his dreams. Is this one part's paranoia? Maybe. But for the most part, this is big ideas led by confidence in his ability to guard something as powerful as a death god. Light's god complex only further raises his confidence to a second degree. Sure of himself, assured he can achieve his dream, he doubles down. All the pieces in Light's grand scheme are finally at work, but L's big thinking lets him pin down Light. Because Light's confidence had turned to arrogance. From experience, L's precaution to the tiniest detail help him to discover Light's location. Normally at this point, many would begin to doubt themselves, creating an instant feedback loop of negative thoughts. Light is different from ordinary people. Realizing his mistakes, he instead thinks positively, creating a positive feedback loop in his brain to create more big ideas. The mere first battle of wits leads our entire show, creating the one-on-one war known throughout anime as Death Note. Let's skip ahead a little bit. At this point, L and Light, going as Kira, have now started to realize without taking any risks, nothing will be done, nothing will be achieved. Revealing his true face to the police precinct allows him to place surveillance over Light to convict him of being Kira. Light uses this opportunity to not only give us one of the greatest scenes in all of anime, but to further cement that his confident, positive thoughts lead him to ideas to solve any obstacle in his way. Light's ambition keeps his head above water. Light never once wavers his ideals, always holding on to the dream and proactively chasing it. When confronted by the FBI couple, Light doesn't take the easy way out. To have a complete and total victory, Light snuffs out the remaining FBI agents. Even when cornered by Naomi Misora, Light uses his ambition and resolve to take her out, having the confidence to even tell her that he's Kira. The police, now aware that the FBI agents had been hired by L to spy on them, and their families have them outraged. But L's risks pay off in the end, deducing that Light is still a possible suspect. But with no concrete evidence, L allows Light to join the Kira task force to keep tabs on him. L is still trying to get Light to reveal crucial information, and if no Kira murders happen while Light is preoccupied, then the evidence can stack against him. Light learns of a way to act as Kira without having to write names constantly. However, around this time, an unexpected variable enters the equation, named Misa Amane. Light, at first being very negative towards the prospect of using her, Light begins to again think positively, and comes up with a big idea to benefit him. Even when Light had something unexpected thrown at him, he took the experience positively to reach his ideal outcome. Skipping ahead to the 5000 IQ biggest brain play in all of anime, Light thinks of a way to not only avoid incarceration, but to also remove the final obstacle in the way to his goal. L's negative thoughts lead to his downfall. At this point, L has done everything he thought possible, revealing himself, recruiting the FBI, expending the emotions and lives of the Kira task force. He thinks there's no other options, and falls for the negative feedback loop. This sign of weakness, this little edge he gave to Light, ultimately leads to his downfall. L had the experience, L had the assets, L had everything, but L lost because he gave up on himself, on his ideas, on his mind. Light truly won the battle of wits, because L lost the will to fight with his own wits. L still had opportunity in the time before Watari's death, but he fell for the negative feedback loop. The takeaway is as follows. Light's quintessential power wasn't the Death Note. It wasn't the information from the police. It wasn't even the people who he used as benefactors. It was his positive thinking and ambition. Not enough people use this power in everyday life, and I'm ecstatic that there's a medium that screams this mindset time and time again. We can learn something from our beloved characters, implement them into our own lives, and come out better from them. A single person can't move mountains, but a single person's big thoughts and ambitions can. Catch some Z's, 316, out.